Well, we move on progression-wise. My brother here is now putting in the dip switch. And no, you don't call him a dip switch, that's not nice. So he's putting in the dip switch, which is way down there, that little light hole. This is the dip switch here. We finally figured out how all the components go together, and that's going in. We've discovered that the hole at the front reaches the next hole reaches this hole. However, there is no hole here. So I'm going to make one. I have my drill, I have the technology, and I'm going to chop the fuck out of it, and I'll bring you back when the hole is cut. Here, as you can see, is a hole. I had to drill through approximately 3 layers there to get into the sill, and this is where the cable will go. I'm not going to be able to put a grommet in there, unfortunately, so I'm going to attack this with my Dremel and make it look pretty, or as pretty as I can anyway, and get those rough edges off. And this is the cable that's going to be going in there, so it does have a sleeve on it, which is good. The dip switch has been installed by the dip switch, and it is now wired and functional. In the end, we reversed the way the screws were because it was a darn sight easier to mount it, and now it looks perfect. The next little thing that's going on is my brother is going to do the turn signal and connect up his flasher. He does like to flash, but we won't go into that because then he'll get arrested. The gay boys don't like it. So we have this all now in, and let me go and get the turn signal switch for him. Is this hole is a little snug for the wires? I have decided to go through with this big ass motherfucker step drill, and then when the wire is in there, I'm going to hold it centrally and silicone all round. Yes, it has this protective sleeve, but I hate car fires, so I'm going to feed this through and then fill it full of silicone. Now, one other thing that my brother is working on, and excuse me a second, we will be getting back to before he's allowed to leave, is the turn signal. And there is the new NOS turn signal switch. Believe me, this is as rare as hen's teeth. But it's there, I've got it, thanks to a friend of mine way back when I worked at British Miles. Yes, and don't ever buy anything from them because they will rip you off and they will tell you something's refurbished and all they've done is paint it black. Anyway, so that aside, we have the little thingy here, the harness. That will be dealt with in a few moments. Don't go away. Moving on to the wiring, here we have a draw tape, or a fishy thing, as Americans call it. We've now got to try and get these wires through here. We were going to pull it this way, but it's a problem. So we're going to be stupid and try and pull it the other way. You won't see how it goes, we'll let you know. Okay, here we are looking into the abyss. This big ass hole that I've created is where the main cable will go through to the boot. My brother and I have been fishing. No, not in the way you people think, but using a fish wire. As you can see, my brother here is upside down doing shit. He's fishing in a different way. We are using this fishing rod to get cables through. We've got them through to here. He is now pulling it up to here for the lights, And this red and green wire, we have discovered, is the parking brake. No, not an emergency brake, it's a parking brake for when you park or do hill starts, which most of you probably won't know how to do because you're idiots. And let's move round. I'm going to come up behind my brother, and that is nothing sexual in that, although he has a rather nice ass. He is installed.
Complete lack of us.
Yes, it's a me's trait, unfortunately. The turn signal switch is in. You can see there's lots of wires around here. Shit is coming together. There, look, there's wires coming through there. Now this chunk here has to come along through here, out, and then tucks up behind these clips and joins up with this bunch of shit here. Unfortunately, there appears to be something in this hole. Oh, and talking of things in holes, you can't see it now because I've moved it. In this hole here, I saw something and thought, what the f is that? It turns out that the moron, and that moron was Cobbler, has been doing some sanding here and repairs, and he left a sanding block inside my rocker panel, my sill. I can't get it out. It's I just don't know how he did that, why he did it. I have no clue, but it's in there. I thought it was a sponge. Turns out it was a sanding block. I can't get it out. There's bugger all I can do about it. The only thing I consider doing is now trying to fill these full of some form of anti-rust shit. Not that we're going to get much rust in Arizona, but pay peanuts, get monkeys. That is all I'm going to say about that. I don't even think, hang on, I'm going to try something here. Excuse me while I point you in the other direction. Nope. Because there is a hole here that I can get my hand into, but nah, I don't think I'll be able to get it. And I've also got to figure out why this hole is now blocked, which it shouldn't be. Again, lack of attention to detail here. So I'm now going to have to do something to make sure that I can get a clear path from this hole to this hole. Unfortunately, that will be where me bro's gone back to frozen Delaware, but hey, that's what happens, you know. He's been a good apprentice. He's had the baptism of fire with the wiring, but using his anal prog, and that's not a sexual deviation. He is an analyst programmer and has used his anal progs to get shit sorted out. So thank you, Trevor, much appreciated. Say hi to your fans.
Hello, fans.
And that's the end of this video because we're idiots.